Today we're talking 5 whiskeys I think you need to stop passing up. Let's talk about that today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. Let's do this.
Where I come from, there ain't no strangers. Other side of town, still my neighbor, no mind in your business. Every crime's got a witness. The good old boys are causing a scene. Gossip girls like spilling the beans.
So right out of the gate, what it is that Four Roses produces overall is pretty darn incredible. And the amount of times I see this Four Roses small batch select on the shelf just sitting there is amazing to me. This profile that it has, what it has to offer, I think even at that $60, $65 price point, it's just a great overall bourbon. It's a great daily sipping kind of bourbon, you know, at 104 proof. It's just what it has to offer. I've had this in a flight with other limited edition Four Roses and have had this one come out ahead of a couple of others. And it didn't surprise me whatsoever. So for people who continue to pass this up, I would say stop. Make sure you pick a bottle of this stuff up. I mean, it's gonna appeal to an awful lot of people. So again, for me, maybe my favorite of this whole entire bunch, the Four Roses Small Batch Select. Next up, tried and true Maker's Mark cask strength. This stuff at around $35, maybe $40, sits on the shelf. For whatever reason, people seem to kind of underrate the Maker's cask strength for whatever reason. I think for it being a cask strength weeder at its price point is almost unbeatable. It's really truly what it is that Maker's offers in a nutshell. This is really where it all starts for them. This is their base, and to be able to have that cask strength weeded bourbon at a really nice price point, I would say just buy a bottle of the Maker's cask strength. If you're maybe not a fan of it and you haven't tried this, you know, give it a try. Again, for me, it's one of those bourbons that I enjoy. It's something that you can give to people that if they enjoy weeded whiskey at cask strength, this is something I think a lot of people are truly going to enjoy. So for me, again, I'd say give the Maker's cask strength a try. I think it's going to be something that you'll probably really, truly enjoy. So let's face it, as we get older and after a night of drinks, you just don't bounce back the way you used to. Now I have to make the decision, do I want to have a great night or do I want to feel good the next morning? That's until I found ZBiotics. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. So how does ZBiotics work? When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your next rough day. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut, where you need it most. Just remember to drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, get a good night's sleep to feel your best the following day. So how simple is this to use? So I like to use ZBiotics prior to doing single barrel picks. Knowing that I'm going to be tasting through several barrels of whiskey, this assures me that I'm going to feel good and be productive the following day. Go to zbiotics.com/mybourbonjourney or scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use my code MyBourbonJourney at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so you can stay prepared no matter the time or the occasion. ZBiotics is back with a 100% money back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/mybourbonjourney and use code MyBourbonJourney to save 15% off your order at checkout. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring today's video. Now here for me is a bonus whiskey. What it is that Sagamore overall produces is simply incredible. They are, to me, still a brand that doesn't get the proper recognition that they should be. But overall, if we're talking about kind of their flagship cask strength rye, it's exactly that. This on its own is an absolutely fantastic rye whiskey. They're blending a high rye and a relatively low rye rye whiskey together to create their cask strength rye whiskey. And let me tell you, it is absolutely fantastic. Again, if it's something that maybe you've heard a little bit about, or we're kind of curious about, definitely give Sagamore cask strength a try. I think it's going to be something that you'll ultimately truly enjoy, and it's probably overall one of my favorite everyday-ish kind of on the shelf rye whiskeys that are out there. It has gotten to a lot more places and can really be found most places for the most part. So there you have it. There's the Sagamore cask strength rye whiskey. So here's a sneaky one for me, and what it is that Backbone does is some pretty cool things. I know they do some different blends. They produce some great rye whiskeys, some really nice bourbons overall. But for me, I would encourage people, when you see something from Backbone, stop passing it up. They really are producing some really nice whiskeys. Now they do source whiskeys, which is perfectly fine. It's what you do with them at that point. So depending on the ages and the quality of the stock that you've got, seems to be something that Backbone has really gotten their hands on some nice stock. And the bourbons that they produce, ryes that they produce, absolutely fantastic. But overall, I think this basically cask strength MGP that they have is fantastic. Pretty decent price point on these for the most part. I would say give Backbone a try, specifically their uncut bourbon. I think it's going to be something that you'll truly, truly enjoy. Now here's one we got spoiled on. A few years ago, they were producing 12, 13, 14 year single barrels of Knob Creek. The ages have kind of come down, but don't let that fool you. It's still a bottle of incredible whiskey, even in that 8, 9, 10 year range. What it is that Knob Creek single barrels are fantastic. You see several of them, lots of store picks, club picks, whatever it may be. If you see them, give them a try. Obviously, if you can try before you buy, even better. But overall, I just never see or hear Knob Creek really being a miss. And what it is that I think the Knob Creek single barrels have to offer has still remained an incredible value and probably worth buying. So I would say stop passing this up. I think it's a bourbon that you need to have every day around the house. So again, there you have it, the Knob Creek single barrel. What can I say? Old Forester Signature 100, tried and true, just an everyday fantastic bourbon that you see just about everywhere, and something that still seems to be passed on too often. I think this is a very, very versatile bourbon. It's great in terms of it being 100 proof. It's readily available. It's about $25 maybe. And it's again, like I mentioned, it's available. It's got a great profile. It's a bourbon that is a great sipping bourbon. It's a great bourbon if you want to use it in cocktails. So it holds up to both of those. If you have a bourbon that ultimately fits in those categories of it's a great sipper, it's great cocktails, it's very affordable, that's a major win in my book. And what it is that the Old Forester Signature 100 has to offer is short of incredible. It's a fantastic bourbon. You see it again everywhere, and you just don't still seem to hear that many people talking about it. Maybe that's a good thing because there's more of it on the shelves, but I know there's people buying it. But again, if you're one that is not, stop passing it up. Give it a try. I think you'll absolutely love what it is that Old Forester Signature 100 has to offer. So there you have it. There are 5 bourbons I think you need to strongly consider when you're at the liquor store. Stop passing it up. You really don't have to go any further than these 5. They all have something slightly different to offer, and something that I think just about anybody within these 5 will find something that they'll truly, truly enjoy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel and or become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. That down there, along with other great things for you as well. So with that being said, here are again our 5 incredible bourbons. Stop passing them up. Remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.